Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone rule will been a great example to his young brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. And I just want to touch on this topic that happened a few days back. A few brothers and did videos, pretty much everybody did videos to going into the madness that Fopi is putting on the forefront, you know, of they little establishment, man. This is they putting it out there on video, laughing and giggling. We just gonna get into it. Lord willing, to be edifying and straight to the point. I don't want to make it too long. So, Lord willing, it's edifying. And this video from the elder Natazak by GMS narrator SC, South Carolina 7. But I was gonna start with this precept before I was interrupted. But this 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12, it say, yeah, and all that shall live godly in Hamashiach Yahweh shall suffer persecution. And we know persecution is coming. And a lot of these different leaders and different people that, evil, or what the scriptures say, evil man crept in unawares. So you got spies and plants that snuck in that, possible liable to do some false flag shit, wickedness, and have the ministry to be blamed, But these guys are wicked and evil men, and we're going to show you in the video, verse 13. It say, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived, Verse 14, it say, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. Yeah, and we know our apostles and elders are those chosen men who the Lord have set up, man. And that's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, through the spirit of discernment, man. It ain't nothing, oh, they just following them. No, we see that everybody else is off, man. And the apostles and the elders, they not. And that's just not those that are in GMS. That's everybody who cleaving into the doctrine of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai that's taught by the apostles, man. You ain't necessarily got to be in GMS to be to have the 100% truth. You don't have to be in GMS to have the 100% truth. It's a lot of brothers who not particularly per se in GMS, but they give double honors to the apostles. They know who they learned it from. They give a credit to who they learned it from, because we entered into other men's labels. Whether do men want to admit it or not, that's what we did. Everybody who know they're Israelite through One West, man. You got a lot of camps that just pop up like they just got it, man, but they don't. And we know out of all the groups that came out of One West, the apostles, the knowledge was passed down and furthered through them, man. Everybody else stuck in that same thing that they was taught, or just going all the way the hell off, man. Teaching new shit, that came out of One West. But we ain't gonna speak on all that. Let's get into this. I'm gonna reread it. But this the whole point. But evil men, verse 13, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Now let's show an example of evil men waxing worse and worse.
Ain't nobody say that, right? Because I said that stuff about his wife. He talking about me riding in a Hellcat. You know your wife, she would love to be a passenger. I be riding that Hellcat, touching on that cat.
And that's just straight up adultery, man. That's straight up adultery, man. You speaking on another person who's supposed to be in the truth, and you talking about riding in your car, touching on his old lady that love to be in your car, riding in your car, and you touching on her. That's adultery, man. That's pure wickedness, man. And why would you put this up on the internet for everybody to see? Ain't nobody saying nothing like, oh, you tripping. You going off, man. Nobody. Nobody on the whole panel. All you hear, nigga goddamn got rib sauce all over their goddamn beard and finger sticky as hell, laughing and shit. Look like they had a damn barbecue or something. You know, niggas wicked as hell, man.
Now, that's the so-called leader, okay, of Israelites. You might wake up the old people. You watching live now. That was your wife. She said my wife would pass around. She put that pickle in her mouth. I know you.
Now he goddamn talking about the dude wife want his pickle in her mouth. You know, basically saying she want to get him oral sex. And he basically want to get her. Basically, he want this man wife, man. Basically.
My pickle in her mouth. She wants some
Listen what Kunal says.
Oh man. Listen, I'm not going there.
Nigga should have rebuked that nigga.
I feel you. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day,
These niggas is fucking wicked, man.
let me say this. Hold this. Did we not call you and question you on it? Sure did. Sure did. Did we hold our tongue back? Did we act did we hold our tongue back? Shut up.
You shut the fuck up, nigga. You hurt. Shut the fuck up.
I'm not hurt. Okay, can y'all hear me? I'm just
Shut up.
Listen at these guys. This shit a joke, man. Anybody following them, they through. It's just hand down through. Cause they don't even believe that the Native American, Hispanic, Latino tribe, they don't believe that they Israelites, man. Everybody black, blickety, blick, black, head ass. And the Israelites are Hispanic, Latino, and Native American descent, man. They act just like us, man. You know? And I know because, you know, not speaking of people who in the truth, but people in the world, like coming across different people from, what's the name? Different people from different areas, such as, damn, Nicaragua, Panama, Brazil, Colombia, different Israelites, Cubans, Puerto Ricans. They act just like us, man. Cool as hell, you know. They got the salt, they got the spirit, they got the soul. They just speak different languages than us, man.
You don't never try me.
But listen at these niggas. These are black men, cause we not black, we Israelites.
Bitch, nigga. You will never try me. You will never try me. Beat your ass in front of your kids, bitch ass nigga. I'll beat your ass in front of your kids, hoe nigga. Who the fuck you think you talking to, bitch ass nigga? Who you think you finna bully, hoe ass nigga? I'll beat your ass in front of your lady, bitch.
I was up in Birmingham, Alabama. Come.
All right, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And this lesson is going to be entitled Fopi, right? Premeditated wickedness of adultery. All right. Premeditated wickedness of adultery.
And that's pretty much the point. You go watch the other video. I watched it already. But let's go into a few precepts I got. This the book of Galatians chapter 5 and verse 26. It say, let us not be desirous of vainglory. And that's all those guys want is vainglory, man. The praises of men. You know? Provoking one another, envying one another. And that's what they doing. Provoking one another. Even if you didn't mean what you saying, you trying to provoke this man to anger. You know? By boasting on, you know, oh, your girl want to ride my Hellcat, I got more money than you, ha ha ha, all this old dumb shit. I'm tall, black, one video, you want tall, black, and handsome or short, stupid, or some shit he said. Like, what are y'all niggas talking about, bro? You know? And what that's gonna lead to is somebody ultimately goddamn getting killed. Shit, that's what the shit like that lead to. A nigga dying, man. But this the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 1. It reads, Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out in blood touching blood. Yeah, because this is finna come on our people again, man. A whole bunch of wickedness is finna come to the earth. Ultimately, because what Esau done, but ultimately the 2/3 of our people. That's why the Lord told the wicked scribes and Pharisees, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye shall do." You know, the Lord is finna fuck 2/3 of our people up. They gonna get the same judgment as a Edomite, man. They gonna get the same judgment as an Edomite. They will be judged in this second death as an Edomite. Verse 3 it say, Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwelleth therein shall languish. Yeah, all of those who don't have that mark. It say, with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven, yeah, and the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. You know, and that's why all these things are happening in the earth. It's gonna get real crucial out here, man. You know, this the book of Jeremiah, chapter 5, and verse 28. It say, Therefore they are waxing fat, they shine, yeah. They overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge. Yeah, and our people have overpassed the deeds of the wicked, man. You don't have Edomites getting on the camera and doing shit like this, but you got these black people, these black power niggas on here arguing who say they are Israelites, you know. Now, if you read Ezekiel chapter 8, it'll go into the wickedness that was going on in that time. And it's the same thing today, man. And that's why the Lord, he finna send those, let's get it. This Ezekiel 9 and verse 1. He cried also in my ear with a loud voice, saying, Cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, every man with a destroying weapon in his hand, and death and destruction is coming to the earth, man. And Lord willing, we are worthy to escape these things, man, because it's gonna get bad out here. It say, and behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth toward the north, every man with a slaughter weapon in his hand. And one man among them was clothed in linen with a writer's inkhorn by his side. And they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. And the glory of Yahweh, and the glory of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, the power of Israel, was gone up from the cherubim whereupon he was to the threshold of the house, and he called the man clothed with the writer inkhorn, which had the writer clothed in linen, which had the writer inkhorn by his side. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And these are abominations. That is an abomination, man. You know? Why ain't nobody else of these Israelite groups saying nothing about that, man? I'm just saying that because we know they ain't gonna say shit, you know. But it's all good, man. You know, that's why the Lord set up His chosen men. You know, and we not getting on them because we trying to. These guys gonna do what they want to do. We just putting this out there to further distinguish who the righteous and who the wicked, man. These guys are wicked. Hands down, that's just wickedness, man. It say, and go, and verse 5, and to the other he said in my hearing, go after him through the midst of the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and children, little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. And they began at my sanctuary. They began at the ancient men which were before the house. And that's what's gonna happen. The Lord is gonna begin with his house first. And the Lord gonna fuck shit up, man. Jacob's trouble is called Jacob's trouble for a reason. Why? Because the Lord gonna start at his house first, man. Jacob's trouble gonna be bad for everybody. You know, the whole earth finna feel it, but it's mainly targeted at you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Don't think you gonna be exempt. You know, that's why we tell our people to repent, strive for righteousness, try to turn back to the best of your ability, do the things that are pleasing to the Lord, man. Charity, all those different things, because that charity cover multitude of sin. We need all these things in our favor in the times we coming into, man. We need to cleave to the Lord to the best of our ability, crying to him, man, because the Lord finna get busy and he gonna use what? His sword. Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Esau gonna get loose, man. This the book of Romans chapter 16 and verse 7. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. And they just being pure wicked, you know. They teaching it. Nah, they ain't teaching it, but you putting it on the forefront for people to see. Oh, and then motherfuckers see this and think this cute. You know, younger people see it just coming into the truth, and they gonna think it's cute. But no, it ain't, man. It's wickedness, man. It say, for they that are such serve not the Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, but their own bellies, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. And these the type of guys they are, man. But it's all good. Hey, their mouths are gonna be stopped, man. But the scriptures tell you to mark the perfect man. You know, now I know this going into something different, but still, you know, that's how you gotta be when you first come into the truth. You gotta be looking for, okay, who seem like they telling the truth and just doing this for, ooh, look at me, gimmicks and things of that nature. Just won't follow and just won't titans, all these different things. You gotta look at that, man, when you come into this truth. This Psalm chapter 37 and verse 37, it say, mark the perfect man and behold the upright, for the end of that man is peace. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together, and the wicked, Salakia. Verse 38 again, they say, but the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. And that's why you should mark the perfect man. Because if the blind leadeth the blind, they both gonna fall into a ditch, man. That's why you want to mark the perfect man. That's the exact reason why you want to mark the perfect man. Because the hey, the transgressors and the wicked, they gonna be cut off, man. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. And that's pretty much the point, man. With that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to end it giving all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, rule well, being a great example to the young brothers in the truth. And peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, this was the edifying lesson. Shalom, Kwam Yashala, Abba Babal, man. Abba Babal. You know, and DTA, death to this wicked ass place, man. This shit is vexing, man. You know, we like righteous lot, man. That filthy conversation vexed our souls day to day, man. But it is what it is. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. With that, shalom. And these the same guys who was contemplating suicide, man. I don't know which person in the group it was, but that's what one of them niggas was talking about in the same group. But they just through, man. You know, so Mark the perfect man, and they not it. Shalom.